Hello, hello, hello. It's Mary Hamilton here. I blog about the business of you. I am a certified content marketing strategist with decades of experience. I'm really excited to come and talk to you about stealing Beyonce's marketing strategy. I know. Everyone is talking about whether or not her hair is real, but as I like to say, you might be worried about that. But I'm deconstructing her marketing strategy. We are not the same, okay? So I know I posted a 3-minute video and there's so much more to it. So I wanted to keep it to about a 3-minute video. That's what I'm posting lately. That's my strategy. And so I thought I would come on live and chat more about it. So come on in. Let me know where you are watching from. And we're going to go through Miss Beyonce Giselle Knowles Carter marketing strategy, because I think that's the most important thing. If you are looking to make money online, be it with digital products, digital marketing, with your own e-commerce products, if you are selling your own crafts and that, you want a really good, solid marketing strategy. And while Beyonce has an advantage that many of us don't, where she has a loyal customer base, her beehive, that is going for 20, 30 years strong, there's still some things that are coming out of this sacred launch that I think her and her team are learning, and they're of course going to bounce back. They're of course going to be okay. Given the fact that she's launching into something brand new that she's not done before, along with what's happening with consumer buying behavior and different shifts in marketing like we talked about last night. And that's why we see some of the things that we have. Now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say it. I don't think the point is whether or not her hair is real or not, whether or not she should be selling hair care and she's wearing a wig. I think that's completely irrelevant. I don't know where we got this idea that just because you wear a wig, you can't sell hair care products, because there's still hair under the wig. I've been wearing wigs for years. Now, my wigs don't nearly cost as much as Beyonce's do. I'm a little on the cheap side. I like to, put it on and go. And that's just me, right? But I do have a head full of healthy hair. And no gray hairs, and I'm 50, by the way, underneath these wigs, right? Now, my hair could actually be a lot longer than it is. That's because I choose to keep it short, because I don't want all that hair under there getting me hot in the summer and sweating and stuff, because I already sweat too much and just by genetics. And then on top of that, like I said, your girl is 50. So I really don't think that's, what we should be focused on, is if her hair is real or not. I think the bigger thing is, where's the lesson in this? What can we learn as entrepreneurs, as business owners, as retailers, as service providers? What can we learn from business and marketing? Okay. Number one, I think that video, as much as we want to say it was, what's the term people are using? She clocked y'all by showing that her hair is real. I don't think as someone at her level of money has to be that petty. I really don't. I think it was a strategic decision to drop that video, okay? And the reason why I think that is because when you go to the sacred website and you scroll down, as you can see in the video I posted on my timeline, that video is there. So that tells me that, number one, it was strategic to not only have that video on her social media, and that y'all are stitching and putting all over the webs, and have that continuity of the video there and also on her website. That is intentional. That is not by mistake. That is not by accident. That is very, very intentional. By dropping that video and creating that virality, they know they're going to drive traffic to her website. And so when you get to her website, they want that continuity there of the video being both on Instagram, for example, as well as on the website, okay? So if you're picking up what I'm throwing down and you're new here, you definitely want to click my face up there and go ahead and follow me, because I do breakdowns like this all the time. Marketing is my jam. I've been in marketing for over 30 years. I know many of you are babies, but yes, I've been in marketing for more than half my life. I came right out of high school marketing a major consumer brand that many of you are know and are familiar with. You might plug in some of their products. Hint, hint. Okay. So it was definitely intentional to drop that video. And I think it's just the icing on the cake that she's clocking people by showing her real hair. But the goal of that, Beyonce is very intentional. We know that from throughout the years, right? And so she's been getting not only criticism about whether her hair is real or not, but, you know, whether or not she should be marketing hair care. And also, this is a different product line than she's ever been in. So I think what her and her team have discovered is they've got to do more of some of the traditional marketing, where for the longest, Beyonce, Giselle, Knowles Carter can just drop an album. We've never heard about it. And everybody's flocking to iTunes, to Spotify, to everywhere to get it, right? So this is something different. So she has to segment her audience. I want you to write that down. She has to segment her audience. Not everyone who loves her music clearly is going to want to buy hair care from her. Now, her most dedicated fans are at least going to give it a try, right? But she has to do some more really traditional digital marketing strategy and tactics here. And so that's why they dropped that video and they embedded it on the website for continuity. I don't care what anybody says. Argue with your mama, not me. I'm the one with the 3 decades of marketing experience. And not only old school marketing, but I have my certifications in digital marketing, paid advertising, content marketing, you name it, email marketing. I am all about this. So what I want you to understand is this is a lesson in digital marketing infrastructure, right? So when I say the word infrastructure, I want you to think about like the cities of like Atlanta or Houston, and all cities have this, especially a major metropolitan area. How is that city set up? There is a lot of planning and development that goes into the way that a city is developed, including New York City, right? In fact, if you look at the history of the way that New York City and even Chicago were laid out with segregation in mind, like it will really like open your eyes wide to a lot of things, down to how people can move around and get from certain areas, right? But that's not what we're here to talk about. It's just an example, right? So when I say digital marketing infrastructure, it is literally the bones. It is the frame of your business, because this is how you have your business be able to generate leads and sales and new customers 24/7, 365. If you would like to be able to make money in your sleep 24/7, 365 without having to touch a thing, holla at me in the comments. Let me know in the comments. Raise your hand. Say me in the comments if you would like to be able to do that. Because, honey, you're not going to be able to do it without digital marketing infrastructure. Even if you paid people to do things for you and a team, you still need digital marketing infrastructure, right? So I'm going to give you some examples of things I used to see in Facebook groups. Facebook, the way they, you know, show you things now is very different than it was years ago. But I used to always see, particularly a certain segment of entrepreneurs, usually like hairdressers, even course creators and digital product creators. Back in the day, they would be complaining about PayPal. They would always be upset that they lost a PayPal dispute. And the reality of it was the reason they lost that PayPal dispute was their own fault, because they did not have digital marketing infrastructure in place. Now, bare minimum, you need a website up that tells people your terms and conditions and your privacy policy. That's compliance, right? You need those things in place for compliance, especially states like California have a lot more strict rules in that, right? You want your website to be inclusive, right? That's a simple plugin. We're not talking about those things, but those are important to know, because as far as this story about what I used to see in people filing and being upset with PayPal for losing disputes was because they didn't have privacy policy and terms and conditions in place on their website, right? So what might happen is Jane might buy Sue's digital course at 9 o'clock on Friday, right? And Sue might be at dinner with her family and away from her computer. So without having digital marketing infrastructure in place, she has to manually, first of all, even know that that sale was made, and then manually email Jane access to the course. And so what was happening is Jane might not get access to the course on Monday or Tuesday. And by that time, she's fuming, and rightfully so. Because with digital marketing infrastructure, you can not have to do anything. That sale can be made and all kinds of bells and whistles and triggers go off. And boom, she gets access to the course. You collect your coins. And now, you can even have those coins sent to you directly if you wanted to right away. And you can spend more money on dinner or go out for drinks afterwards or splurge on dessert, right? So that's why you want to have digital marketing infrastructure in place, right? So if you don't have that infrastructure in place and then you don't even have terms or conditions, yeah, PayPal's going to file against you. And if you get too many complaints, they're not going to allow you to do business. Same with Stripe, right? So digital marketing infrastructure is very, very important. Now, the other side of your digital marketing infrastructure is your ability to be able to collect leads, right? Because here's the thing. Someone like Beyonce has tens of millions of followers on social media. And we already established that not everyone who is a follower and a previous customer of her concerts, her music, her merch, her retail clothes and other things that she sold in the past are going to be customers of Sacred. So they need to develop a segmented list, a targeted list of people who are expressing interest in Sacred, and your digital marketing infrastructure can help you do that, okay? So before we continue, if you are here and you are not following me, make sure you click my face up there and you follow so that you can continue to be notified when I go live and I do breakdowns like this and give you more marketing monetization and mentoring right from, I'm in my kitchen, you can't tell that right now, but that's where I am, okay? So you need that digital marketing infrastructure, okay? So in that video that I posted today, you will see that the first thing that happens when you get to her website is something pops up and it's gonna offer you 10% off, right? And to get that 10% off, you have to provide your email and your number to text message you, okay? That is called lead generation, right? Now, do I want to go there? Do I want to go there? Okay. When you think about creating content, the reason you create content is to create audience. And when you create audience, you can now not only advertise, you can lower your cost of advertising, including for free 99, right? And so there are various stages of people within your audience, okay? So there are people who are new to you or new to the brand Sacred, right? There are people who are evaluating, and then there are people who are converting and becoming customers. I want you to imagine it as a funnel. In fact, can I change the picture? I'm not good at this stuff right here. I'm so afraid I'm gonna mess something up. For one, I can hardly even see. I'm just gonna draw it. How about that? I'm gonna draw it. Okay, so if we have a funnel here, we have people at awareness, evaluation, and conversion at the bottom, okay? So that's a funnel, right? So this is your top of funnel. This is your middle funnel, and this is the bottom of the funnel. There is different content that's going to drive a conversion at each stage of the funnel. So the 10% coupon, a lot of people confuse it and they think it's a top of funnel lead magnet, lead generation tool, when it's actually a bottom of funnel. Because those are people in middle, it could be middle or bottom, right? Those are people who are evaluating and even converting, right? So this is literally what it is it moves someone from evaluating to converting. Because you're making it safe for them to do business with you. Are you picking up what I'm throwing down? Let me know in the comments. Y'all quiet. I need you to talk to me in the comments. Are you picking up what I'm throwing down, right? So, Becky is been to the website. She's a Beyonce fan, but she's just not sure. But she's willing to give it a try because you're going to give her 10% off. Another thing you can do to move somebody from evaluation to conversion is that's where you offer your money back guarantees. That's where you talk about your clinical studies, right? And you offer that 10% off, 15% off, whatever, that first purchase Number one, to incentivize them to give you their contact info so you can follow up with them, but also so that you can convert them and pull them out of the funnel and have customers, right? So there's that, okay? Now, that pops up first. That's typical on retail, but a lot of places get it confused. Like I said, they think it's top of funnel and it's really bottom of funnel, or they know it's bottom of funnel, but they forget about top of funnel. Beyonce, however, Miss Beyonce Giselle Knowles Carter, no baby, no ma'am. Her and her team, they came for the top of the funnel too, okay? And they came with one of my favorite funnels ever, which is a quiz funnel, right? You see it often in beauty and in skincare, okay? If you've ever been to a skincare company website and they offered you to take a quiz, drop it in the comments, let me know, okay? Because that is one of my favorite. So I took the quiz. It's a good 10 or 12 questions, and it asks you some very targeted questions. I think it's an excellent quiz, one of the best I've seen. And then it provides recommendations and adds all of your recommendations to cart. So what you're doing is you're taking somebody who's aware, making them comfortable, moving them to evaluation, and ascending them to conversion even very, very quickly. But just in case they don't, you've got their email, you've got their phone number, so you can follow up with them and continue putting your marketing messages in front of them. Genius. Absolutely genius. Okay, I'm going to set this down for a minute because I need y'all to understand this. Understand me, baby girl. Just relying on social media for your sales is leaving a lot of money on the table for you. You have what we call a leaky sales funnel. First of all, you have a much higher chance, 5-time chance of converting someone to a customer via email than you do by social media. Fact check me. I don't care. Fact check me. And at least 5-time chance of converting by email than you do from social media alone. Social media is a traffic generator, and you don't control it and you don't own it. And Beyonce's team said, for the first time that I'm aware of, that we need to be collecting these leads because Facebook has been down, Instagram has been down more times than they've talked about in the last month. Right? So you need to be able to get in contact with your people regardless of if a social media is down or shut down. Okay? And that is why you want to own your website and you want to own your email list. Okay? Hear me. Hear me, hear me, hear me. You need digital marketing infrastructure. It does not cost as much money as you think. It does not take nearly as much work as you think, but you need it. What's stopping you from scaling your business to the next level is not having that digital marketing infrastructure in place or expanding it. Okay? You need that digital marketing infrastructure in place. If you start with nothing but a booking page, privacy policy, and terms and conditions, right? But regularly emailing your list is a great way to move people from the top of the funnel to the bottom of the funnel, and they come out as a customer. Now, if I were to critique her digital marketing infrastructure, it definitely is like a B+. The one thing that I would say that would take it from a B+ to an A would be because of the nature of her products, which are what we call consumable products. We talked about that last night. If I drink this water, I'm going to need to fill it again to get more. And with a consumable product like hair oil, like shampoo, like deep conditioner, the client is going to use that up typically within 30, 45, 60, some of y'all maybe 90 days. And so what you can do to really give yourself that monthly recurring income that we talked about last night, a lot of people ain't talking to y'all about numbers, but I'm talking business, right? If you want to be in business, you got to understand numbers, right? You got to understand how they relate to each other. And this is why I say you need to be under the tutelage of a marketing mentor, someone who actually knows what they're doing. 30 years plus of experience, me. So if you're not following, make sure you hit that face up there and you click follow, okay? It's going to run out. So what I would do to make this a perfect digital marketing infrastructure is I would offer a continued 5 or 10% discount by placing the product on auto replenishment. But the infrastructure does not end there, okay? What you want to do is make sure you have your system set up to email them 3 business days or text message them 3 business days, 3 to 5 business days before you bill them, to give them the opportunity, number one, to be reminded, and to make any changes, to adjust it, add items, subtract items, and even, we don't want to, but I'd rather them cancel it. To be honest with you, I'd rather they cancel it than dispute it. Hear me. You'd rather they cancel it than dispute it with their card company or their bank. It's much better for you if they control it and they cancel it versus having to dispute it and go through their bank. Because y'all know how people can be. You know how people can be. Okay? So, digital marketing infrastructure. It's what allows you to be able to do business 24/7, 365. As long as that website is up, as long as these webs are working and you pay your hosting and all of that, your website can be taking orders for you. Now, you still got to have some humans on the back end fulfilling it, and whether that's you or whoever, just make sure as part of your infrastructure, you let people know a realistic time for when product ships out, right? A realistic time. Orders take 2 to 3 days, business days for processing. We'll notify you when it ships, and then you let people know when it ships with their tracking number, okay? These are things that businesses have gotten in trouble about over the last 10, 20 years because they didn't properly have their digital marketing structure in place. And like everybody, sometimes it's a little struggle bus in the beginning, and you have growing pains and you learn. But now people have higher expectations than they did 10, 15, 20 years ago, because by now we should know these things, right? We should know these things, and it doesn't take as much to get it in place as you think that it would, okay? So let's recap what Beyonce did. She put out the viral video. As some people call it, she clocked y'all and said, baby, my hair is real. I got hair down the middle of my back, natural, no perm. Yes, I color it, but no perm. That's me. Now, people want to, oh, she held it. That's not her hair, micro hair, and all this other stuff. We're business people. We're not worried about that. Because that part ain't no lesson in that. Ain't no money in that. The only lesson in that is to take what people say negative and use it to your advantage. So she made that video, not even a minute long, minute and a half, put it on Instagram, and from there it went viral because it's Beyonce, right? It's Beyonce, right? So she put it there. They also embedded on the website because they know by her going viral like that, that's going to drive up everything. That's going to drive up streams. That's going to drive up album sales. That's going to drive up traffic to the sacred website. So when you get to the sacred website, that continuity is there. And by the way, if you go there and you haven't been to Instagram and by chance haven't seen it on social media, you're going to see it there, okay? And when you get there, especially if you are a first-time visitor, it's going to pop up to give you 10% off as a first-time customer. Now, we already talked about it. There is awareness, there's evaluation, and there's consideration when it comes to moving strangers from the internet and turning them into customers, right? 10% off is not at the top of the funnel. That is not for a person who is a brand new stranger to you. That is truly for somebody who is already at least evaluating you to become an actual customer. And that is a great tool to move them from evaluation to actual conversion. Now, for the people who are brand new visiting your site and they're like, 10% off is great, but we ain't really even there yet. Like me, when I got to the website, I naturally gravitated toward the hair quiz to learn what is my routine. I love that because it's very customer focused. And when you can provide a customer an experience like that, like a consultation, but it's an online quiz, and provide them with their customized recommendation, write that down, their customized recommendation, now they're going to be much more excited about their purchase, number one, because they know what to buy. You got to put yourself in empathy for your customer, for the person who doesn't really know you. They don't really know about the product. The quickest way to ascend them is with this quiz, right? Because you're going to tell me exactly what products. And I know you're not just blowing smoke up my butt, because you asked me very specific questions that I answered, and your recommendation is tailored to what I provided you. So that also is going to lower your returns. Hear me, that's also going to lower your returns. It's also, which is increasing your customer satisfaction, which increases the likelihood that they're going to return. And that's why, like I said, with that quiz, and once they buy, I would give them the opportunity, which I didn't actually go through all those steps. I could afterward and see if they offer you some sort of discount for putting it on a subscribe and save. I was saying auto replenishment earlier, but the more widely understood terminology is a subscribe and save program, a subscription. Yeah, I would definitely do that if I was Beyonce. But like I said, if you do something with subscribe and save and subscription, you want to remind people 3 to 5. I would probably do 5, 3, and maybe even 1 day before they're built, right? To give them the opportunity to modify, adjust, and even cancel their order or pause it for, some future date, right? Just don't let them pause it forever and forever and forever, right? Let them pause it at least once or twice if they want to. Trust me, believe me, especially with the volume that Beyonce is getting, you want to give people the opportunity to cancel it, and you'd much rather they cancel it than they go to their bank or their card issuer and dispute it. You'd much rather they just cancel it. It's much less of a problem for you, because if you get too many people doing that, now your card issuer and your merchant account is looking at you like you're crazy, and now they think you might be on some fraudulent stuff. And then that kind of feedback on Facebook, for example, a Facebook business page can drop your page, what do they call it? Like page health on Facebook and Instagram. And they might not even allow links to your products in that on Facebook if they know that you have a lot of returns and unhappy people and bad reviews. So again, your digital marketing infrastructure is your safety net. It keeps you from getting all those disputes. It keeps you from getting a lot of returns, and it helps you increase your overall customer experience and drives customer satisfaction, okay? And beyond that, we are talking about taking cold people on the internet and warming them up and turning them into paying customers. So I'm gonna drink some water. Y'all can ask me what questions you want. If you're not following me, make sure you follow me. If you have not downloaded and watched my Secret to Winning at Pinterest and want to learn more about driving traffic to your website, your affiliate links, and your offers using Pinterest, drop secret in my inbox and I will send that over to you. Okay? You need web traffic. Y'all are hearing about digital marketing as a product or an offer. Digital marketing is not a product or an offer. It is a skill set. When you have that skill set, you sound as versed as I do, deconstructing Beyonce's internet marketing and lead generation strategy. I was sitting there and I was like, you deconstructed it, but you didn't give any grade or something that could be improved. And I know the haters are going to watch this and they're going to be like, yeah, but you just a Beyonce fan, which I am. Baby, I am. But, I have no problem saying this is one thing that I would do differently to add on to it. And I'm sure her magnificent and well-paid team is probably going to add that at some point, okay? Because it's great when you have those numbers and you have so many people on subscription and you can predict when those subscriptions are coming due. That's helping you predict and forecast your revenue. So you're not going into each month, each week, each day stressed about sales and revenue, right? Now, I'm not saying you got to do all of this on day one. There are stages and we grow into things, but the more budget you have and the more team you can allot for, you can get a lot of these things set up right away. But digital marketing infrastructure is my jam. As you can tell, I get excited. I know I talk about it because it's an awesome thing to have in place, because there's nothing like waking up to sales and new customers made in your sleep, right? Without having to be high touch with every single one, because that's the beautiful thing about something like a hair quiz. You do not have to sit and do consultations. These customers can do what I would call a self-directed consultation by way of the quiz. And not only does it give you your routine, it adds it all to cart, and then you can just pull out what you want. And then they send you your thing for your 10% off. You apply that. In my case, it went from $150 to $135. And like I said, the only thing I would add is, maybe not on that purchase, but future purchases, an additional 5 or 10% off for putting it on Subscribe and Save and developing that loyal customer base. Ask me how I know. Ask me how I know. I partnered with a company that had some of these pieces in place. What they were missing out on, and what I kept trying to convince them to do, was they needed the top of funnel quiz. If they did the top of funnel quiz and invested in that infrastructure instead of putting out crappy beauty products, they would be a lot further than what they are. But that's the thing with affiliate marketing. It's not my business, it's your business, and I can't care about it more than you do. Subscribe and Save is a beautiful thing, but you get a lot more Subscribe and Save when you collect more leads, right? Here's the thing I've been forgetting to tell you. Only less than 2% of first-time website visitors are going to buy on the first trip to your website. Less than 2% are going to buy on the first trip to your website. That's why having the 10% in the quiz is important, because now you can follow up and bring them back to the website, bring them back to content, and keep bringing them back until they buy, die, or unsubscribe. I'm going to say it again. Until they buy, die, or unsubscribe. Okay? This is what I help my clients with in one-on-one settings. I can do workshops, and I have done courses on it in the past, but I typically find doing like a half-day VIP and picking a funnel and doing that, or doing a monthly retainer, over 3 to 6 months, we build out digital marketing infrastructure. And I also have other marketing courses on how to stir up that organic marketing traffic and drive it to your website. It's better if your website is optimized, like I just talked about here. I was in a mastermind earlier, talking through optimizing websites for lead generation and conversion earlier today. It's my jam. It's my jam so much that above my master's degree and bachelor's degree in marketing, I went and got certified in this stuff because it is important. And when I look at us, we have, I don't want to make everything about, but I think there are things we often start at a disadvantage. We have less funding, we have less resources. So we literally are bootstrapping it. And there's not enough people like me out here telling you and walking you through how to do this, and even do it on a bootstrapped basis, because it can be done. It has to be done, right? Imagine cutting down your disputes and your chargebacks because you protected yourself by not only having privacy policy and terms and conditions in place, but you actually have the automation in place to deliver what someone just purchased from you. Because think about it, right? You're a customer too. Wouldn't you be mad if you bought a course on Friday and didn't get access to it on Monday or Tuesday and didn't hear a thing? Didn't hear anything? All you know is you submitted and your money came off of your card and boof, that was it? That would be really weird to you, right? And so that's why having digital marketing infrastructure is important. Things like PayPal and Stripe, you can literally, once somebody hits submit, you can send them to a web page. That web page can be a Google Doc that has links and tells them what to do to access the course, right? And you can also make sure that your autoresponder gets triggered, and then it's sending them emails with that information as well, that they know how to contact you in case they don't get something, right? and you can put messages on there to calm them down. Because if somebody is brand new buying from you for the first time, they already took a risk to buy from you. And when the experience isn't taken into account, now they're thinking you scammed them, and they go from 0 to 10 PDQ. If you're not old school, that's pretty damn quick. Okay? So digital marketing infrastructure. All right, we're going to run through it one more time. Beyonce Giselle Knowles, for the first time ever, is selling hair care. And I can't be disrespecting Beyonce Giselle Knowles Carter, right? And so there's been a lot of talk about if that's her hair or not. So she clocked everybody, as they say. And what she did is she created a video showing her getting her hair washed and flat ironing and all of that. And a lot of people want to have discourse about whether that's her hair or not. And I'm like, come on now, we business owners. We are here to build legacy and provide for our families. We can't be focused on that. We got to be focused on the lesson. Beyonce is a business. What business lessons are there here? And it is digital marketing. I believe that video was dropped with intent to drive traffic to her website. Because Beyonce don't do anything by accident. And she certainly ain't doing anything just to make y'all believe that her hair is real. Because, I mean, y'all done called her Illuminati, said she wasn't pregnant, and all kinds of crazy stuff. So I really don't think that was the intent. And my biggest clue to why it was intentional to drive traffic is there's continuity between the video on Instagram and when you get to her website and you scroll down not even a half a page and the video is there again. There is continuity, right? In some circles we call that scent, brand scent is there, okay? So you scroll down and you see the video and then, oop, pops up. You can save 10% off, which is great if you are already evaluating the brand. But if you are a brand new person to exploring the hair care line, why don't you take this quiz? Let us help you figure out what your routine is and explain why you want each product and add it to your cart. But if you don't want it, no problem, you just subtract it. And then you can apply the 10% off that we just texted you. And you get free shipping because we added everything to your cart, and you get free shipping at $65. That is an incredible customer experience. And then I'm sure once you actually purchase, you get an email with a confirmation number, and they let you know we'll be emailing you again or texting you again with your tracking number. Right? That's so much better of a customer experience than somebody buying something and it's just like, my money is gone, now what? Right? There's no terms, there's no conditions, there's no nothing, right? So my own story with terms and conditions. Years ago, I was a marketing and sales trainer for a makeup brand that was viral on Instagram. And I flew all around the country and filled rooms, sold out, teaching product knowledge, sales, marketing, and how to custom blend foundations. And in one particular city, someone wanted to cancel. And I'm not going to go into the reason that they gave to cancel, but the problem with that is, it's like if you buy a ticket to a Beyonce concert, you don't really get to cancel that. That's your ticket. You got to figure out what to do with it. I really didn't deal with a lot of transferring either, because that could be a nightmare. I had everything set up with my digital marketing infrastructure so that we could start class on time without anything other than your name. And I look at my list, you're on it, you paid, we're good. You didn't, okay, there's the link, pay, and you're good to come in. We could get that over very, very quickly, and then we have more time to really get into this big old marketing brain of mine, right? So I have to pay for the hotel room. I'm not an employee. I'm a contractor. I got to pay for that hotel room whether you show up or not. So when you buy your ticket, you're helping pay for that hotel room. So just you cancel, the hotel room ain't canceled. So no, you don't get your money back. And we went back and forth, and so then she tried to dispute it. And guess who won? I did. Because not only was it in my terms and conditions, before you hit submit, you had to check a box that you understood that there were no cancels. See, that's called standing on business. That's what it means to stand on business. You got to protect yourself. You got to provide a superior customer experience. Don't just be transactional. Have empathy. Put yourself in your customer's shoes. Those are the things people write about in reviews. Those are the things that make people wow, and they share you and they refer you and they love you and they come back again and they're willing to put product on subscribe and save, right? And subscribe and save is a great tool to predict your revenue in the future so you can work smarter, not harder, okay? So don't forget, follow me, hit my face up there. If you want to download the secret to winning at Pinterest when you are short on time, text secret to 414-404-6040 or DM me the word secret and you'll get access to that video training and the PDF report that goes along with it. I'm going to go now. I will chat with y'all later. Don't forget to check out that video breaking down Beyonce's marketing strategy over on my TikTok right now. I'll see you later. Bye.